Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, I'm going to do an introduction real quick. This is Camella Grace from the Butcher Band, also associated with many other projects. Camella, you explain a little bit about kind of what we were talking about earlier on...
We've always just kind of taken the approach of, Butcher is always going to be, a project that's not going to be a money-making project. I don't know, we've always just wanted to come at it from a perspective of just being really true to ourselves and true to our art and our integrity and, trying to make money otherwise and, just being as true as we can to it and looking at it more like a painting or a film or, just kind of take it a conceptual view from it, for it. And so needless to say, it's never gotten 100% of our attention just because everybody's had to pay their bills. But it's something that we all care about a lot, The album that we did, Auricle, I think we're all really proud of. And we're working on another album right now, which seems to be, the next step for us. It's pretty exciting for us.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's beautiful stuff. Done quite a bit of research on it, just looking over it.
Well, maybe you know more about it than I do.
Oh man, I hope I don't know. I don't want to come across that way at all.
Okay.
But it was very interesting. The fact that you guys, it's something that you guys care about a lot. That your artwork more so than your paycheck.
Yeah.
Is I think a really big boost for it. The artwork in it is phenomenal. It almost has, if I can say this, almost like a feminist quality to it.
Oh, sure.
And what really interests me is, especially when we talked a little bit earlier, you're like, well, they're both the artwork. I was looking at it, and it's like the cover, like looking inwards at this elderly lady. It's actually a spooky-looking cover, but it's very interesting. But the inside with the kid in the sand pulling that lady is kind of like a woman's journey or something.
Yeah.
Kind of the read I get from the imagery and from the music as well.
Yeah, that was that turned out, it was a really kind of powerful photo shoot. I ended up learning a lot in the whole process. I had taken an ad out to shoot a 65-year or older person just because I did kind of want to focus on, wisdom and strength, and there's so many songs in the album that kind of, represent different aspects of, the feminist archetype. And so the woman that we ended up shooting was, by no means looked 65. She had never been married. She basically took care of her mom, who was ill her entire life, and then when her mom died, her life kind of unraveled, and then she started doing yoga every day. And from that whole process of doing yoga every day, she went and got an apartment in India and was a really powerful person, and it was a really cool project and a cool process, and it couldn't have worked out any better than to shoot her. And we're really happy with the artwork. I mean, we try to take a surrealist approach with the boat in the sand, and the birds, obviously have their own significance. Yeah, it was sorry, that's my dog Diablo in the background.
Oh.
He might pop up every once in a while.
Yeah, that's fine.
He likes the sound of his own voice.
The more the merrier. I had a question because I was actually kind of trying to research some of the lyrics. I noticed it kind of goes from more of aggressive voices a lot of times to more of a vulnerable voice, like when you hit the carousel to, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Zofia, where you have
Zofia, yeah.
Voice. I don't know, I noticed you referenced purple and gold in that song. Does did that kind of like help make up the color palette for a lot of what you were working with the just the visuals for everything?
Well, Carousel de Zotheria, there were 2 songs that we collaborated with Blair Blake. And he wrote the lyrics. So I feel only honored to have him as one of my really good friends. But for me to venture into the mind of Blair, that's probably going to take the rest of my life.
Oh, man.
I mean, I really appreciated the depth and the psychedelic quality of the lyrics. And he wrote the music, and he and I both went to a friend of ours' house and recorded the 2 kids that are reading the poem.
Yeah, it's pretty killer.
Yeah.
the kids reading it, because that gets really just intensely intellectual.
Yeah. It definitely messes with you a little bit, and it was a really fun process. But and then once we had recorded the kids and Blair composed the music, we're both big fans of Lisa Gerrard, and even though I would never say I could do anything remotely near what she can do, that was kind of our inspiration vocally. That was the reference material that we tried to capture, that free spirit in the voice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Killer, yeah.
But those words are entirely Blair's.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean the rest of them are mine, but Blair composed that poem. And I don't know if you've ever read any of Blair's work, but
no, not yet. But sounds like I need to.
Yeah, I think it's a book of poetry that he put out, and he is, I mean, one of his poems can take years to. Hold on a second.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, it was a privilege and an honor to work with him, and actually we've got a couple of songs I think that we're going to do with him on this next album.
Right on, cool. The Black Dahlia song really interested me quite a bit. Is it just it looks like almost a literal straight reference to Black Dahlia.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much you know of that case.
I've seen a few documentaries. I haven't done super research on it, but I've looked at it, and it's a very odd case.
Yeah.
Where she was cut in half and so on. And she had a very small waist.
Yeah, it was all, it's a really horrible, brutal crime. And again, kind of taking all of the different, I love true crime. I love it.
Yeah.
I watch true crime all the time. I read true crime all the time.
Cool.
That case is, it's probably even more interesting because we'll never really know who actually murdered her.
Yeah, didn't they speculate a doctor had murdered her?
Yeah, and that one seems actually really plausible, just because, he obviously was a sadist. His, nurse that he had a long-time affair with, they like to have surgery or watch surgery videos and masturbate, and he lived close in the vicinity. Yeah,
didn't they say it was, in the cuts on her were really surgical? They were really, how you'd put that? But yeah.
Plus he had I guess he had a son, and she was kind of a, she was like, kind of a
I think his
son
actually. Yeah, his son actually came forth and said something about his dad doing that, I think, actually.
Yeah, I think that's a different theory.
Really?
Yeah.
Right on. Cool.
That's... But, yeah, there's another book about that. But anyway, the whole thing for me, regardless of all the different theories out there, was, she obviously was like a femme fatale. She had this weird condition with her vagina where it was very shallow.
Oh, yeah.
So she couldn't actually, have sex, but she used her sex a lot to get things that she needed, her rent being paid, her, clothes to be bought, like she wanted to be a Hollywood starlet. And, ultimately, she was murdered for those qualities. And, she was objectified and then, cut apart into a million pieces. And I don't know, it really affected me.
Yeah.
So we go from that in the album to the next song, which is Elements of Turandot.
Yes.
Which is actually, it's kind of, the inspiration behind that was really, there's the Puccini opera, Turandot, which is, this is all the like Medusa archetype. This is kind of an homage to that, where I was inspired by Eileen Wuornos, the famous serial murderer who killed men, but also in the opera Turandot, it's, about this beautiful princess who hates men because all of her ancestors were done wrong. And, a man has to answer these 3 questions, and when he doesn't get them right, he gets his head cut off. So the opera opens up, and, there's all of these men's heads on sticks outside of her kingdom. And so, it's, we tried to go from, like, the victimization to the rage.
It does move towards that.
Yeah. So, but Eileen Wuornos, she, had that whole kind of same, she, was raped by I think it was her grandfather when she was a child, became a prostitute, was kicked out of her house at 14. I mean, her side of the story was that she had been raped so many times that one time when this one man raped her, she killed him. And then at that particular point, she realized that, I don't have to sleep with them for $30. I can murder them and take their money and car.
Yeah. Didn't she travel around doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think,
and then she ultimately died insane, But right before, all of the interviews before she died, she was, she thought they had planted, a radio in her tooth, and, they were spying on her, and, she certainly wasn't mentally fit to, withstand execution, but I don't know. That's another topic of conversation.
Yeah, we could go.
We could go on a million different tangents.
Cool. Do you want to talk about the next song, Ashley?
Ostai Vazvina. That was the other collaboration with Blair. But he wrote the music, and then Sash, his parents were Serbian immigrants to Australia. Sash grew up in Australia, but he speaks Serbian. And so, I don't know. This one is a lot more abstract, a lot more visceral. It was more like, just kind of free form, coming up with the words. My nephew, who's actually doing the vocals in the song, he was taught that he wrote one line in it, and it was swallow 3 coarse nails. And he was telling me about that idea where he, growing up with his father and feeling like you just have to, take what they give you. You have to eat the meal that they serve you. And so he had visualized it being a plate of nails. And I just thought that was a really powerful image. So we kind of took that, and then I just, wrote the rest of it kind of on that inspiration. Sight of Man is, it's definitely, I never planned on writing a feminist album.
Oh, man, but it very much.
I'm reading it, I'm like, God, Camella, lighten up. That was actually kind of based on a real life experience.
Just a relationship?
No, it was a good friend of mine, had gotten pregnant at 17 and, kicked out of her house and was basically left
seeing the other side, yeah.
Yeah, basically left to raise this child who turned out to be a beautiful child and all of that, but, just kind of the darkness and the loneliness of, having to kind of bear that burden of childbirth, which is really enormous,
Yeah, it's hugely enormous. I have a few friends that just had a child, and they're trying to figure that out.
But when the love at that point becomes poison in the sense that, it's when somebody gives you that gift, which is when it's unplanned or not the perfect time, when it's unwanted, it's pretty overwhelming, and really, isolating. And so, plus with that song, it's definitely out of my range. And I wanted to write a song, like when I was hearing the melody in my head, it's like I wanted to do something that I would have to push myself to do. And kind of push myself to sing. It's a hard song to sing for me.
Do you? I don't know. It kind of sounds like the vocals are kind of some of the vocals sound like you could be in an opera singing as well.
Oh, well, I definitely have that influence. I mean, my sister's a classical singer, and my dad was an amateur opera singer. So I kind of grew up with all that stuff, and voice classes and all that stuff. But so it's definitely just part of me. It's definitely an influence.
It's kind of like the subconscious coming out.
Yeah, I guess we all kind of work from a place that's familiar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, on your next song, I was listening to it actually with a friend, and I don't know where it came with the reference, but he was like, said it, he stated that it sounded a lot like Rush.
Oh, cool. I just saw Rush last night. Oh, it was so wicked. I wish it sounded like Rush. They're such great.
I figured I'd bring that up.
I wish we had anything that sounded like Rush.
Right on.
I'll take it. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, compliment. There you go.
No, I wouldn't dare. No, it was great. They played for 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. It was good. They played at the Hollywood Bowl. Oh, man.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm still kind of buzzing from it.
No, I think the last band I actually watched that I was pretty amazed by was Tool. Very good stuff.
They're pretty fucking good.
Oh, man. They're pretty good. I was kind of disappointed at the crowd.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in Oklahoma City watching them, and the crowd was, when they were doing in between sets, they were kind of just jamming.
Yeah.
And doing just some strange stuff, and they had their, I don't know, I've worked on a stage, I have a degree in oil painting, and I was checking out just kind of like the stage setups and stuff like that, and but the crowd was just, they weren't very respectful about stuff. They were like, hurry up and play something, and it was just kind of sad.
Yeah,
but it was a phenomenal show.
It's, one thing that, you can always really respect about them is that that's not gonna affect or change the way they do their shows. No, I actually saw them 3 times on this tour, and it was a little different every time. It's very good stuff. Do you want to talk about the song Run on Water a little bit? I don't know. I mean, that's definitely the lighter side. I mean, that's the kind of, that's the hopefully you kind of went somewhere in the album, hopefully you kind of, had some of your emotions, if you liked it.
Oh, no. I think the album is killer.
Oh, cool. Thanks a lot. But yeah, that's definitely the, once you kind of cleanse some of the darkness, that maybe you can, get empowered. Fucking kick ass.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, I think this album is one of the more inspirational albums I've heard.
Right on.
Well, cool. What about the Cold song? The soundscape on there is very nice.
That one's heavy too. I don't know. I mean, again, back to the whole true crime thing. It's
seems like you take a lot from the true crime.
Yeah, I just was just trying to imagine what it's like when you lose somebody to violence. When that person is just taken away when they're not supposed to. And so I was just kind of writing, an homage to that. And, just the ending, I wish I believed in God. It's, the world is a cesspool of darkness. And, we find our light and our power in the thing that is life itself, and it's, sometimes it just gets overwhelming, just kind of the amount of violence and bad things that happen to people, and especially women,
Yeah.
World, I mean, there's 30 wars happening right now, but,
We're fighting tribesmen.
Exactly.
With bombs, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
But it's so funny. It's like every time I watch those true crime shows, I was just thinking about this. I was like, you know, at the end, it's the families. They're always thanking God at the end. It's like, it was science. It was like men and women working in labs and analyzing carpet fibers and, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, it was science and humans looking after you to help you figure out what the hell happened to your loved one. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. It's interesting. I agree with you. People, they generally do thank God, and that's kind of bizarre.
It's like we're watching a show about forensic science. Yeah.
I would be more pleased if they thanked magic, you know, or alchemy or something.
Exactly.
You know,
there's no question that there's a big mystery out there, and you know, we shouldn't be simplifying it. We need to go head on.
There's a big mystery, but I think one answer is just not really enough for it.
Oh yeah, and definitely not a dated one.
Definitely not one that's caused a lot of these wars.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you.
You know, it seems like every person in the band that's is working on helps with the lyrics as well.
You know, we talk about concepts and stuff. I would guess just with the like Joe, who actually plays bass with us now, he wrote a line. Blair, he wrote you know, Carousel to Zotheria. And but all the rest of the vocals were written by me. Now, as far as the music, like, you know, everybody does their part. Everybody works, you know, in whatever capacity they can for every song. It's definitely, you know, I mean, Sasha and I started the band, and Sasha and I have been the, you know, we are Butcher, and just because so many, you know, we've had so many different members. I mean, Philip has been with us for a long time, and he's really, I have to say with this album, he's really just, you know, he's kind of shining right now. He's written a lot of really cool stuff, and we're all very excited about it. He's an incredible bass player and an incredible guitar player, so, you know, his mind kind of thinks all over the place. And, you know, Joe's kind of, we you know, we were playing with Scott for a while.
Scott Reeder.
Yeah, and he, you know, he lives out on a farm with like 10 horses and 50 goats and peacocks and snakes and, you know, 11 dogs, and so plus it's like 2 hours away, so it just kind of became a little bit too much for him.
Right on.
So we're, you know, we're working with a lot of people. Like the last, you know, album, we definitely, you know, collaborated, you know, Ben Shirazi and Vince DeFranco, who are both geniuses in their own right. And, so, you know, as far as what we end up collaborating, who we end up completely collaborating with this on this next album, you know, it's not completely pieced together, but.
Are you guys going to tour did you guys tour this last album at all?
No, we definitely played shows, you know.
Did you do a full-scale tour or just?
No. We would like to. I mean, we would definitely like to. We're just trying to focus on finishing this right now, and then just see what becomes available for us, for sure. That would be great. We would love to do that, but we don't have any plans right now.
Killer. Yeah, I'd love to see you guys live. Actually, I was listening to the music and looking at the artwork and reading through, like, the lyrics and stuff, and it's interesting. The lyrics almost become like an artist statement.
Yeah, I mean, you know, all of the, you know, the stuff that inspires you, or the stuff that gets your goat, or the things that, you know, you kind of become fixated on. I mean, it's just that, you know. It's just something that's interesting that you want to see where you can go with it. It's, you know, it's not any kind of important, you know, it's not brain science. It's just it's art, and it's the place that we were at that time, and the things that really interested us at that time, and yeah, it's the Butcher art piece of whatever year we did it in.
Yeah, I had to. That was mystifying.
I don't remember.
I was looking online, I think you guys did it in 2005.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, it said online it was like you guys got the studio in 2005 and started working on it. So.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Oh, man. Right on. Oh.
And as I get older, I won't remember it all.
Oh, man. When do you guys think you'll have your next album out?
God, I think this next few months are going to be really good for us. We're all like in a good space right now, and we're all geared up, and it's always hard to say, you know. You just kind of can't put deadlines on it.
Yeah,
we don't have to, so that's
no,
not good.
don't put a deadline on it. It'll probably mess it up.
Yeah, but we're all in a good space, and we're all like gung-ho and ready to do it, and it's good.
Good. I don't know. Do most of the people in Butcher, like Sasha, Philip, and your other members, do they have like a studio arts background, or is that just you, or?
Yeah. Right now, me for sure. Like just as far as like the visual art stuff, definitely.
Well, not just visual, but musical, everything. Like
oh yeah, I mean those guys are musos through and through.
Killer.
Sasha's drumming has just gotten so good lately, and it's really like wow, you know.
Well.
I've known Sasha for years. I mean, we're family, and and Philip just plays a lot of instruments, and Joe, our bass player, he plays drums and guitar and bass and piano and sings. So yeah, all those guys are definitely all musos.
Sounds like you guys are a bunch of really good elements meshing well together.
Yeah, we've got a good mix right now.
It sounds really.
Which is like not easy. I mean, I don't know how many people we've had come in and out of this project. A lot.
I bet, especially collaborating with people. I know working on like an oil painting or a drawing or something like that for myself, just sitting down by myself and doing something is a lot of times it's hard enough.
I know, can you imagine doing it with like 3 or 4 other people?
Yeah, and getting a complete direction. I've actually been trying to do that, but it's really rough.
Yeah.
It really is. You can get really amazing effects out of it after you get it focused, and after you kind of let the idea become an entity and take control and run.
Yeah, I mean, there's something that's really good with, having those contradictory opinions about stuff. I mean, it kind of definitely forces you to, not sit inside of yourself all the time and push yourself, to understand something outside of who you are. And it's all good. I mean, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It can definitely be it can be impossible. I mean, we've gone through a lot of different people in this band, for sure.
Yeah.
Just because we're not making $1 million and
no, I think
we haven't
that's
signed any
one of the.
contracts and.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best parts of the band. You guys are free to do what you want. No one's going to be, putting their thumb on you saying you got to do this, you got to, cater to this type of music or do this or that. You guys can just kind of experience what you want to and puke it out, essentially.
Yeah, that's a good metaphor. I like it.
Well, thank you. Cool.
And I know that you had kind of mentioned on your email that you wanted to use some of the spiralized photography.
If it correlates and it's okay with you guys.
Yeah, it's totally fine. I just make sure that you mention Robin, my partner, because.
Yeah, I will. Okay. I actually would be excellent. I was looking at some more of your guys' photography last night. I forget what it was on, but it was some.
I did that as a collaboration with Adele Mildred.
Mhm.
And she's really excellent. You should check out her website. She's a really cool artist. You being a painter, you'd probably really like her stuff.
What was her name again?
It's Adele Mildred. She made those costumes.
Oh, cool. How do you spell that?
It's ADELE Mildred. So it's AdeleMildred.com.
Okay.
So,
Twinkle like ripple. Ripple, the choice of the next generation. Ripple, bottoms up. Trust me. Ripple. Ripple.